I caught maybe the U.S. this past 2 games, so pretty intense games, right? Especially with the way that Canada game went, them tying it up late and winning in overtime, and then Sweden tying it late, and U.S. coming back and finding a way to win. So pretty entertaining hockey.
It's got to be good to see Dylan and Lucas step up like that.
Yeah. I mean, not really too surprising. I think we all know how good of a player Razor is. Produces at a really good clip, and he gets over there. And then, it seems like since I've been watching, Larks has been one of the best players on the U.S. team, and came up with a big goal yesterday. So, like I said, not too surprising to see, but they're representing the Red Wings well.
Patrick, it seemed like a lot of the stories today is like, oh man, Dylan's kind of like the heart and soul, the guts of the team.
Yeah.
Can you, having been here now a couple of years, you kind of all right, yeah, I get it. I understand why they're saying that type of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he just cares so much, and obviously, I played with him a couple times in World Championships, and you could see how bad he wanted to win there, playing for the U.S. And I'm sure it's the same now with 4 nations and Olympics. And we obviously get the chance to see it here every day, right? Just how bad he wants to win here in Detroit for the city of Detroit, for his teammates, for the organization. You couldn't ask for a better representative of an organization. He does such a good job.
Just maybe because they haven't made the playoffs such a long period of time, do you think there's still a chance maybe he's a league that really doesn't know how good he is, basically, to a certain extent?
The league? Maybe. I mean, obviously we get to see him here every day, so we know how good he is. Maybe a better question for some other guys around the league, but I think you kind of prove your worth in playoff hockey when you get that opportunity and get that chance. So that's all what we're searching for here this year.
Patrick, practice is ramping up. What are you guys working on?
Everything. I mean, yesterday was a lot of entries, offensive zone type stuff, scoring off the rush. Today a little bit more defensive minded as far as tracking, coming back into our end. So just trying to cross everything off before we get to the games. Obviously we have a lot of practice time, but I think the coaches want to make sure we're getting ramped up, but also using the time to dial in our game as best as we can.
Are those lessons maybe easier with everybody engaged and eager?
Engaged and eager, you said?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you have to be. Before we have 11, 12 days off, so you come in. I think first practice was pretty tough as far as legs and lungs, and then yesterday was pretty good tempo as well. Today, still really high tempo practice, competitive, getting into it against your teammates. So it's almost like a little mini training camp here.
It's kind of weird not having had a game since February 4th.
Yeah, no,
does it kind of feel it too?
It's weird, man. I mean, I think, especially for me, this is the first time I really kind of went through this. 2010, I was in the Olympics, 14 in the Olympics. Obviously, you get the bye week here and there, but that's only 4 or 5 days, right? Maybe a week, and then you're back into playing games. So this is really different, but try to use the time to your advantage. Let the body heal, rest up a little bit, and I think a lot of us were excited to get back to the rink and be skating, getting ready to play again.
I know you guys are focused on improving in every area here in these last 24 games, including offense. When you look at where you are right now, it's kind of it's good that you're in the position that you're in, considering you're pretty much goal differentials even. You've somehow managed, you win a lot of close games, you find different ways to win games. So is that something that you kind of focus on, maybe increasing that and not having to rely so much on basically an even goal differential?
Yeah, I think that's been one of the best parts about our team this year is finding ways to win. Something I'm really looking forward to our group being able to do in playoffs. I mean, that's the way it is in playoffs. There's a lot of tight games, and you got to find ways to win those games. So it's a skill we've obviously really done a good job of getting better at, from last year to this year. It's been a huge difference. Obviously you'd like to have some games where, maybe they're a little bit easier and, you can score some goals and get up, but it's just hard in this league. It's just tough. Every game, every night, it's just a battle. It's a tough league right now, a lot of parity in the league. So, I think I'd rather have the skill we have now with being able to win the close games than, trying to win the games, 5-6-0 and being good at that.
And for USA and
You've been a
Canada,
part of so many stretch drives throughout your career. What are some of the most important things this group needs to kind of grasp and get a hold of to find the success that we get to where you guys want to go?
I think you talk about building your game. That's kind of what we're doing now, but you got to find your game quick, right out of the break. I think that's the biggest thing. Find your game quick and then don't let up. I've been on teams where you kind of, you have a good season, you limp into the playoffs a little bit, and you think you're going to turn it on. It just doesn't happen like that. So I think the biggest thing is finding our game quick and just keeping it the whole way through.
Ken's back.
Everyone's had that same reaction.
Yeah, I think he was at the Olympics a little longer.
Did you get to watch the game yesterday, USA?
All the
Sweden?
games,
Yeah.
as much as we could. They were, they're all pretty exciting, intense. I thought, didn't get to see Mo's game as much, but Razor and Larks, the intensity that they played with and in those games, it was really good for them to experience it. Saying the same thing now as we said last year coming out of the Four Nations.
As a coach, just to see guys that are on the team you coach, like Mo, Lucas, and Dylan, getting the attention that we all think they deserve, what does that mean to you?
It means they're really good players. Yeah. It means that they've played well. Not only really good players, but it means that they've played well on that international stage. I think they all have. All three of them have played to their capabilities and played the roles that they've been given real well. And it's sometimes hard to go to those tournaments and maybe give something up. You can jump over the boards and be on the first power play with your home club team. And now you get into that situation, you may not even be over the boards on the second unit. But whatever you get, you have to accept and excel at. And I thought all three of them did a real good job, or have done a good job to this point. Sorry.
With Mo and Lucas being done now, do you have a plan in place for them to return to the team?
Yeah, I've spoke to both of them. They need some time, both physically and emotionally. It's a toll over there. So we want them fresh and recovered. They'll get back over the weekend, and we'll integrate them next week into practice.
With Lucas in particular, what he did in the Olympics, he put himself in some lofty company with some of the greatest Swedish players of all time. Do you think that he's getting? You guys, everybody here knows how good he's been for the last several years, but just not having made the playoffs, not having gotten that national attention, do you think more and more people are starting to see just how good he is?
Well, certainly at the Olympics, Four Nations, yes, he was good, but he really excelled here at the Olympics, and the world is watching. So anytime that happens, with the broadcasts that we have now and the stats that are thrown out real quick between face-offs, and you keep seeing Raymond up in that situation, and then hear his name. If you're an average hockey fan, maybe outside of our market, you tend to go maybe to the computer and look, who's this Raymond guy, what's he done, and his profile gets bigger. But with that profile, as it grows worldwide, becomes responsibility. And you mentioned the playoffs, and driving a team as deep as possible. That falls on all of our shoulders, but Lucas will be a primary figure when it comes to that.
a lot of those U.S. guys are talking about how Larks is kind of driving that team, kind of like the heart and soul of the team, the engine. Does that surprise you? I mean, just this competitiveness and all that, Todd?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. One, they're a very close team. A lot of them have grown up playing in the program just down the road here, so they've played on teams together. They have relationships. They They likely look for certain traits to come out of individuals that they've seen in the past. I don't know if Larks was like that there. I'm assuming he was, but he's playing the right way on both sides of the puck, and he seems to have some energy and enthusiasm, and those type of players are well appreciated on any team. It doesn't have to just be the Olympics.
Kind of alluded to it last year with the Four Nations, but when you play well at a tournament like that, it's got to help give you some confidence going forward, I would think, huh?
It should. And, the same thing for Mo and Larks, as I said to Razor. It should give you confidence. It should make you feel good about your standing in the hockey world. But with that comes more and more and more responsibility to drive your home club to where it needs to go. And it's completely unfair to put all the pressure on those three. It's not how it happens. But eyeballs are going to go to those three now because of how well they've played.
Coach, how is the practice plan coming together? And can you maybe share some of the specifics of what you're working on?
Yep, practice plan has been, we've 3 days. How did we get to where we are today? Spent a lot of time with our sports science group trying to figure out how much energy we need to expand on each day. Yet we have to be aware of injury, because a lot of times when you come back, groins and hip flexors are the first to go. So we planned a certain load amount on day one. It was all about skill return, I guess, and get the ugliness out of skating and passing and shooting again. And then after that, we approached it as a mini training camp. I think most coaches are probably doing the same thing, but we picked parts of our game. Entries, forecheck the first day. Today was a takedown day a little bit, where we didn't go quite as hard as planned, but we still picked part of our game that we needed to work on, and tomorrow we'll take it back up. There's a little more physicality coming out in practice now, which is planned. We didn't want as much right off the bat, but there will be more as we go, and on Sunday we'll have an off day. It's a mandatory off day for everybody, and then really ramp it up next week.
Hey, Todd, for both Canada and U.S., was it good for them to get through a game like that yesterday? I mean, some adversity and all?
Well, I think they'd all tell you it's great to get through a game like that, because it's, you get to 3-on-3 and it's a crapshoot. It doesn't matter who you're playing. A bounce, broken stick, you lose an edge, whatever it might be, and it's outnumbered the other way for sure. So for both of them to get through, I think that's great. I don't think either team wavered or lacked confidence, in the situation that put them there. And, they both have a tough path to the finals. It's not going to be easy, but, will they get there? For Lark's sake, I hope he does. And obviously being Canadian and maybe a little biased there, but, the other teams have good players and a good plan as well.
You like the 3-on-3 siding?
No, I don't. I don't know how you legitimately break the tie. I think you just keep playing like we would in the NHL playoffs, in my opinion, but none of the other events are altered. You don't take the 5,000 meter speed skating and if the score is equal, say, okay, well, you guys are each going to skate 1,000 meters now. Nothing gets altered to break the tie except for hockey.